is Atlas, a walking pile of stone that turns enemies to dust with his fists. And then somehow players are completely split off on whether this is peak gameplay or the most boring frame in the game. So what is Atlas actually supposed to be like? In this video, I'm going to be explaining what to expect from Atlas. Now, first things first, you're going to need 2 augment mods. Now, I wouldn't say you 100% need these, but to keep up with modern meta, they are incredibly useful and I would say almost necessary. Path of Statues. Leave a trail for 12 seconds that petrifies enemies for 6. Petrifying an enemy leaves them stuck in place, obviously, and when you kill them, they drop Healing Rubble. Absolutely fantastic. After that, his passive augment mod. His passive augment mod is called Rubble Heap. When above 1400 rubble, Landslide costs no energy, deals 2 times damage, and travels 2 times faster. That alone is absolutely fantastic. If you travel 2 times faster, you get to slide and glide through enemies with ease. You deal 2 times more damage. He stacks with each consecutive hit. You're essentially just going to become a melee god at that point. Needing 1400 rubble is a bit steep, but not unbearable. You petrify enemies, they drop Healing Rubble. Your Rumblers, if you decide to use them for some reason, die and drop Healing Rubble. Landslide, if you have on the Augment mod, drops Healing Rubble when you kill an enemy. And then finally, having no energy costs means there's no consequences to just spamming your first ability. You can do it over and over and over again, and then the enemies just kind of croak and die. It's essentially a punching simulator that goes a bit too far. What to expect from him is simple. Don't expect to use his second ability too often. Expect to subsume it. It's pretty useless. His third ability, Petrify, if you want to get Or Gaze to drop items, then you might use it a few times. If not, it's just a really good crowd control ability, and naturally your main way of getting Healing Rubble. After that, his Rumblers. His Rumblers are quite possibly one of the worst abilities in this game. Pretty loosely, because there are a lot of bad abilities in this game. It just so happens that the Rumblers have horrible AI. Their AI is abysmal. I'm just going to put it straightly. Their AI sucks. They don't do well at taking aggro, but they do offer just a little bit of aggro. Just a little bit. But they die super quickly. They have very poor scaling, but when they do die, they drop Healing Rubble, which is a net positive. So essentially, think of Atlas as having 1 ability and 3 subsume slots. If you want to know what to expect from him the most, he will struggle in certain situations. If there's not a lot of enemies around, he can't glide through with ease, and he won't be constantly punching. His main goal is to constantly be punching to build damage up and to shred enemies, to keep yourself alive, because while you're punching an enemy, you have the invulnerability period for the duration of said punch, meaning so long as you are attacking, you cannot die. So when you're fighting an enemy that is extremely mobile, or there just aren't a lot of them, you're gonna be quite easy to kill. Stacking up your Healing Rubble and getting high stacks in that will increase your survivability, but it doesn't change the fact that it's not invulnerability. And invulnerability is the best form of survivability there is, quite naturally. So, like I mentioned, if you want to expect something from him, constant movement through enemies, fast kill chains, and feeling like an unstoppable melee engine. You really do just feel unstoppable. When you have a half decent build and you are bombing through enemies with fucking ease, you feel unstoppable. And for good reason. Half the time, you usually are. It just so happens that he's a bit slow when it comes to bosses, because that hit combo doesn't really usually work against them the same way it does against mob enemies. My Atlas build is abysmal at best. I don't even have an Orkin reactor. I don't have the plat for it. After that, Landslide Fist Prime, not even a Forma again, just a very basic build based extensively on electricity so I can capitalize on Archon stretch, and that's it. And still, this build can go through Steel Path with ease. It does suffer a little bit in Archimedes, but so long as the enemies are there, it's not a problem, even though I don't even have the augments for it. But the augments make it extraordinarily simple. If you had on the Path of Stones augment and the Rubble Heap augments, you would be quite literally unstoppable. It just happens that it would be a one-trick pony. That is all Atlas is. So if you do not like the thought of being a brawler up in enemies' faces, then Atlas is not the friend for you. But if you find extraordinarily fun, then Atlas is 100% the friend for you. And so, with that being said, that is just about it. He is a bit repetitive, but he is fantastic. He is extraordinarily powerful, but his design just is not that good. And so, that being said, until next time.